The Zalthari hunting pack moved through the abandoned colony settlement with practiced silence. Their scaled bodies, built for pursuit and violence, made them apex predators on 17 different worlds. Krathzar led the pack, his sensory tendrils tasting the air for prey. That's when he heard it, a small wounded sound coming from beneath collapsed debris. Krathzar approached cautiously, his four eyes narrowing. There, trapped under a fallen support beam, was a human cub. The child couldn't have been more than 5 solar cycles old, her dark hair matted with dust, her small frame trembling. The others in his pack circled closer, mandibles clicking with interest. "Easy prey," one of them hissed. But something stopped Krathzar. Perhaps it was the way the cub's eyes met his. Not with the blank terror of prey, but with a strange, defiant recognition. She was injured, helpless, yet she glared at him as if daring him to try. Against every instinct, Krathzar lifted the beam. The child, Lisa, according to the identification band on her wrist, scrambled back but didn't run. She couldn't. Her leg was badly injured. "What are you doing?" his second demanded. "Taking her to the medical station," Krathzar replied, surprising even himself. "There may be a bounty." It was a lie, and they both knew it. The medical station was abandoned like everything else on Colony Tertius 9. Whatever had attacked this settlement had been thorough. Krathzar watched as Lisa used the automated systems to treat her own wounds, her small hands working with surprising competence. She never took her eyes off him. "Lisa," she said finally, pointing to herself. "Krathzar," he replied, tapping his chest plate. For 3 cycles an uneasy truce existed. Lisa healed quickly, remarkably so. The Zalthari had hunted many species, but he'd never seen such resilience in something so small. She fashioned tools from debris, created traps around her sleeping area, and once, when a lesser predator wandered into the medical station, she fought it off with a piece of broken pipe, screaming with a fury that made even Krathzar's pack step back. Humans, he was learning, were not prey. On the 4th cycle, the scanners picked up a ship. Krathzar expected Lisa to celebrate, but instead she grabbed his arm with surprising strength. "Hide," she said urgently. "They're not friends." The ship bore Kryvax markings, slavers who specialized in exotic merchandise. Krathzar understood immediately. This hadn't been a random attack. Someone had sold out the colony. When the Kryvax squad entered the medical station, they found Lisa alone, still limping, looking helpless. They never saw Krathzar's pack in the shadows. Well, the Kryvax captain chittered. "One survived. She'll fetch a good price." As they reached for Lisa, Krathzar witnessed something that would be seared into his memory forever. The medical station's door exploded inward, and 2 humans entered like a force of nature itself. The male, Max, moved with the efficiency of a born killer. Where the Zalthari were predators, this human was something else entirely. He wasn't hunting for food or sport. He was hunting for blood. His weapon sang, and Kryvax bodies dropped before they could even raise their arms. But it was the female that truly terrified Krathzar. She was smaller than Max, leaner, but when she saw Lisa, something changed in her eyes. The galaxy had many predators, but Krathzar had never seen anything like a human parent protecting their young. She moved through the Kryvax like they were nothing, not with the measured hunting of a predator, but with the absolute conviction of a mother. Her combat knife found gaps in armor that shouldn't exist. Her movements were too fast, too precise, too driven by something beyond mere survival instinct. "Lisa!" she screamed, and the child broke free, running toward her. The Kryvax captain tried to grab Lisa as a hostage. He never completed the motion. The female human covered 12 meters in less than 2 seconds, and what she did to him made Krathzar's pack retreat deeper into the shadows. When the violence ended, and it ended quickly, Max and the female knelt beside Lisa, checking her wounds with gentle hands that had been dealing death moments before. The transformation was instantaneous and complete. "I'm okay, Mom," Lisa said. "He helped me." She pointed at Krathzar. The female, Lisa's mother, looked up. Her eyes locked onto Krathzar, and for a moment he prepared to die. But then she nodded once, stood, and approached. "You protected my daughter," she said, her voice still carrying the edge of violence. "She is remarkable," Krathzar managed. "For prey." "We're not prey," Max said, joining them. His weapon was still in his hand but lowered. "We're the species that turned apex predators into pets. We're the species that looked at death worlds and called them home. We're the species that went to space not because we had to, but because we wanted to see what was out there. The female placed a hand on Krathzar's shoulder. But more than that, we're the species that will tear apart the galaxy to protect our own. You saved my cub. That makes you peck. Krathzar understood then why humans were spreading across the stars despite being relatively young to the galactic stage. It wasn't their technology or their adaptability, though both were formidable. It was this, their absolute, unshakable loyalty to their own. Their willingness to become monsters to protect what they loved. Pack, he repeated, the word feeling strange but right. Lisa grinned up at him. Does this mean you're staying for dinner? As they left the medical station together, Krathzar looked back at his hunting pack. They had questions in their eyes. He had answers, but they would take time to explain. The Zelthari were predators. They had thought that made them strong. But humans? Humans were something else entirely. They were family. And that, Krathzar was learning, was far more dangerous than any predator could ever be. The galaxy would learn this lesson eventually. Krathzar was just grateful he'd learned it before it was too late.